Now, the Israeli military says a new wave of attacks against missile storage and launch infrastructure in Iran has begun. This comes after Israel said that Iran launched new airstrikes in central parts of Israel, including Modi'in and Tel Aviv. Israeli media says the fire has been reported in an apartment in central Israel, apparently as a result of being hit by missile parts following an interception. Firefighting teams are now responding to the incident. This is the breaking news that's coming in from West Asia. Israeli military says a new wave of attacks against missile storage and launch infrastructure in Iran has begun. This comes after Israel said that Iran had launched a new airstrike in central parts of Israel, including Modi'in and Tel Aviv. Israeli media says the fire has been reported in an apartment in central Israel, apparently as a result of being hit by missile parts following an interception. Firefighting teams are responding to the incident at the moment. For more on this, we're now being joined by Dr. Azhar Radwan-Siddiqui from Vancouver, Canada, a political analyst and author. Thank you so much for joining us on WION World is One.
Thank you for having me.
I want to begin by asking you what your assessment of the current situation in West Asia is and how things are playing out.
Well, it's been over a week now, and it does seem as though it's going to continue because the U.S. is not giving us a final decision. Today, the information was really weird because Trump disagreed with his national intelligence director, Tulsi Gabbard, who had said that indeed Iran doesn't have the possibility of being able to have nuclear weapons. But then he said, my intelligence community is wrong. And immediately afterwards, she backed Trump and said that, yes, Iran will be able to have nuclear weapons in a matter of weeks. To me, this is just absolutely hilarious. It is a repetition, it's a déjà vu of what happened in Iraq. After bombing Iraq and destroying it completely, they said that there was no weapons of mass destruction. Give us another month or two, and we're going to find the same information happening with Iran. But Trump has to back the Israelis. Netanyahu has been saying that Iran has the potential to have nuclear weapons for the last 25 years. And today, he's saying the same thing. So it's mind-boggling. I think it's not the intention to destroy the nuclear weapons as much as to cause the regime to collapse. But the problem is, when attackers hit your country, you are immediately united in solidarity against them, even if you don't like the regime, but you care for your country more. So that's exactly what's happening today. Today you have protests across Tehran saying, we are backing our country, our lawmakers, and our government. So there. Netanyahu is not going to get what he wants, which is the end of the current regime.
Dr. Siddiqui, you've raised some very pertinent issues there. Of course, one, let me just also for our viewers read out the statement that Tulsi Gabbard put out after backtracking. Dishonest media intentionally taking my testimony out of context and spreading fake news as a way to manufacture division. America has intelligence that Iran is at that point, that it can produce a nuclear weapon within weeks to months. Now, as you mentioned also that Netanyahu has been saying this for about 25 years. There are statements, if we were to actually look at it, that go as far back as 1996, where he's saying that Iran is perhaps weeks, months away from a nuclear warhead. That being said, when we talk of the theocratic regime in Iran, initially we were hearing a lot of reports and a lot of statements by a lot of experts as well, and Benjamin Netanyahu himself, who was saying that 80% of the population in Iran would want to throw these theocratic thugs out. This is his statement. But then we heard Russian President Vladimir Putin say something which perhaps resonates with a lot of people, and perhaps is also what you were trying to say, that what's happening in Iran at the moment is forcing the people to consolidate around its leadership. And then we saw the statement, right, and then we saw the statement from Netanyahu yesterday where he said that regime change was not the actual goal of what's going on in West Asia, though it may be a result of it. Because perhaps if that were the goal, the next most obvious question would be, what's the plan for the day after, if that were to happen, to which nobody seems to have an answer at this point. And of course, we also need to discuss the United States' involvement in this. We are seeing that there is some sort of a reluctance. They aren't giving a clear go ahead for any sort of military involvement at this point. Trump has said that he will decide in 2 weeks' time. Why that timeline, and what is going to happen in these 2 weeks? Are there hopes that perhaps there can be a negotiated solution?
I think Trump really likes this 2-week situation. I mean, he said it with so many things. In 2 weeks' time, we're going to do this, or in 2 weeks' time, this is going to happen. So this is happening again now. It doesn't mean anything. He's got 3 carriers in the area. He's got ships and jets and carriers going towards this area. So we can't tell. Could he be just saying this and then afterwards going ahead and hitting Iran? I don't know. But Trump has been going in and out of decision-making for a very long time. Now, think about the tariffs and what we've seen. Like, you have tariffs, you postpone tariffs, you add to the tariffs, you delay the tariffs, you bring back the tariffs. And no one knows where we're going with it. So it's the same. But this is more fundamental. This is the destiny of people dying, civilians. It doesn't make any sense. This is a war. And it's easy to start a war, but it's very difficult to end a war. And unless negotiations occur, and unless President Trump is willing to participate, we're not going to have it. It'll continue until I don't know what the end result would be, I must admit.
It's interesting that you mentioned that, because earlier when he was asked about United States military involvement, he did say, I may do it, I may not do it. No one really knows what I'm going to do. My question is, do you think Trump knows what he's going to do or what he can do?
That's a very good question. Does he know what his plan is? We have to wait and see. But is he going to wait 2 whole weeks? I would warn Iran, we can't take this, we have to take this with a grain of salt. It's not, we will never know until it happens.
Right, and let's just talk about Israel and Iran for the moment. We know we've been seeing daily exchanges. Today, in fact, is the 9th day of consecutive exchanges that we're seeing between the two nations. We were also joined by some experts earlier. One of them made a very pertinent point, saying that you can't simply bomb Iran's nuclear program out of existence. Do you think the dismantling of the nuclear program, which appears to be the goal at this point at least, do you think that can be achieved?
No, it's, you see, there are brains that are able to do these things. There are people. The people are more important. And that's how you can go back and do more. So I don't think they can get rid of the brains. I mean, Iran has a long history of civilization, it is not easy to go and remove the brains that exist over there. This is not the right thing to think, but they will harm them. They will, things will pause, but they will come back.
Right, Dr. Sedki, of course, we've also heard Netanyahu saying that, Israel will continue this for as long as it requires. One question, can it? And secondly, to what end?
Can it? Yes, because it has the support of the US. Iran can continue because it doesn't have the support of anyone like the US. So Iran can continue. Israel can continue to hit Iran and cause severe damage. This is the reality of things. How long can Iran hold and continue? We don't know how much it has. We don't know if it has enough weapons or not.
Right, Dr. Sedki, of course, at the moment things remain dire to say the least, and the situation only seems to be escalating by the day. How things pan out going forward, that is of course something that remains to be seen. That being said, thank you so much for joining us on WION World is One with your insights and your perspective on this.
Thank you for having me.